presentation of General's training exhibits surrounding General Dwight D. Eisenhower's World War II command train, the locomotive, which we do this honor. I want to thank each and every one of you for joining us this evening. It's a great pleasure to have all of you here to share with us what has become a very anticipated moment and a very special moment for the National Railroad Museum. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Bob Lenzenberger. I'm the Chief Director of Education. Tonight I have the privilege of being your congenial host, the MC. Vote on the congenial part later on, folks, okay? You know what? There's an old saying, never say never. Never say never. Take, for example, behind me, the Union Pacific Big Boy, one of the world's largest steam locomotives. Since the last one ran in 1959, it was commonly held that we would never see one run again. Right now, folks, right now, the Union Pacific Railroad has reacquired one of these giants and is in the process of restoring it. And by 2019, we should see a big boy steam again on the Union Pacific Railroad.
Isn't that here?
Never say never.
Isn't that here?
Say never. After Dwight D. Eisenhower and the Allies defeated the Axis powers during World War II, Germany was divided into four sectors. The U.S., England, France pooled their sectors to form West Germany, while East Germany and East Berlin remained under the Soviet Union's Iron Curtain. We all thought that the Cold War was going to be a permanent fixture on the world scene. On June 12, 1987, U.S. President Ronald Reagan stood before the Berlin Wall and challenged Soviet leader Mikhail Gorbachev to tear down this wall. We were not really sure if Reagan's remarks had motivated the Russians in any way, but 29 months later, the Berlin Wall came down and the Cold War warmed to a conclusion. Once again, say never. In a conversation that wasn't held on the world stage or even the national scene, or probably even known to many folks outside this museum, or many of you even in the room here tonight, a group of staffers from this organization gathered in 1999. It was a time when we were about to build the Lenfestey Center, and the discussion that day was prompted by our architect. Now, our architect had come to us and said that based on the goals that we had set out and the plans that we were pursuing, it was going to be very difficult for us to connect tracks 1 and 2 and 3 in this building with the rest of our trackage here at the museum. And we needed to make a decision. What pieces of equipment were going to be locked in this building potentially forever? Well, we evaluated everything in the collection and figured its historic significance and value to the museum and so on and so forth. From several meetings, the decisions were made. The Pennsylvania Railroad GG1, the big boy, the Anaheim Western caboose in the back here, number 29, the little shop note from the Pullman Company in Chicago, and yes, Dwight D. Eisenhower and the coaches from his command train would be placed on tracks 1, 2, and 3, never to leave this building. Never say never, folks. Never say never. No. As we all know, Dwight has left the building. He also came back safely, thankfully. Thank you very much. And thus tonight, we begin a new chapter in a story that literally spans 8 decades. It's a story that is one of technical innovation. Technical innovation on the part of Sir Nigel Graysley, the chief mechanical engineer of the London North Eastern Railway, who designed the machine that we see sitting here this evening. It's a story involving General Eisenhower himself and his leadership and the decisions that he made, some of which could have been right back here to these coaches. Decisions that still impact our lives here today. It's a story also of the dogged pursuit by one of our museum founders, Harold Fuller, whose efforts originally brought 6008 to Green Bay. It's an incredible story. It really is. And as noted our story, our relationship with this piece of world railroad history, it continues. We're probably just in the middle of the book for this adventure. And tonight, this is the exciting part for all of us. We are about to begin a new chapter in Dwight D. Eisenhower's history, and what he means and what the coaches of the locomotive and his presence mean to this museum and to our future. It's a new and exciting chapter that we are about to embark upon. So with that, it is now my pleasure to introduce to you the Executive Director of the National Railroad Museum, Jacqueline Frank, who is going to lead us through some of the details of that new chapter for Dwight D. Eisenhower. Jacqueline?
A little bit shorter than Bob here, so I had to arrange that. But thank you very much, Bob. I want to also thank the more than 300 of you who are joining us this evening to celebrate the return and the rededication of the Dwight D. Eisenhower locomotive, as well as our new exhibit that allows everyone to explore it in the 2 British passenger cars that are used by General Eisenhower during World War II as a mobile command center. This is an important day for us, and your support is what makes the project that big possible. So thank you to all of you that are here tonight. The National Railroad Museum was established in 1956 by a group of local businessmen at a time when railroading was changing in the United States, that is. They wanted to preserve one particular steam locomotive. And once they did, they realized the value of saving even more of our history and how the railroad theme can be used to connect with children, those with special needs, those with English as a second language, between the generations, and so many others. And of course, to educate us about the sciences and social studies taught in school, and how railroading connects us to the past, but also with each other. In 1958, the museum was designated by Congress as a national museum, a designation that demonstrated the museum's significance nationally, as well as within our community. And it's an honor and a responsibility that we have taken seriously over the past several years as we dedicate our time towards developing the museum at a truly national level. This exhibit is a big step in that direction. One of only 6 A4 locomotives left in the world, the Dwight D. Eisenhower was brought to York, England, as part of an international partnership with both the National Railway Museum in England, as well as Expo Rail, the Canadian Railroad Museum. Not only has our museum fulfilled its essential mission to educate through this loan, but we've done so by helping bring our community, the greater Green Bay area, to not only a national, but international attention. This locomotive has received media attention throughout the UK, Europe, in both North and South America, as well as in larger markets throughout the United States. The BBC has even covered this train. This is a big deal. This locomotive is so well loved that many of you have probably heard the story about the museum receiving a check last Christmas Eve to purchase the locomotive for $1 million. This was only one of 3 bids for that historic locomotive. As a museum, it is our commitment to hold the Eisenhower, as well as all of our objects that you see in this room and in other areas of our museum, in the public trust. And we take that responsibility extremely seriously. We have it's your dedication, everyone in this room, your dedication to the museum and to our community as a whole that helps us do this. We can't do this without you. And with that said, I'd like to recognize a few individuals who are here tonight whose support allows projects like this to happen. We have Bill Clancy, Brown County Board of Supervisors, Carrie Denson, Museum Board of Directors, Tom DeWayne, Green Bay Alderman and Brown County Board of Supervisors, Tom and Lynn Fay, representing the Len Festes family, Jennifer Gardner, representing Senator Tammy Baldwin, Jerry and Julie Lopez, Museum Board of Directors, Gary Mock, Museum Board of Directors, Mayor Jim Schmidt and his wife Donna, Rick Sentz, representing Congressman Reed Ribble, Camille Solberg, representing Senator Ron Johnson, Troy Starkenbach, Brown